lately on the DC Cinematic Universe subreddit, I've been seeing a lot of posts about Ray Fisher and these celebrities coming to his defense about the treatment of the cast and crew on Joss Whedon's set for the reshoots of Justice League.
First things first, who is Ray Fisher?
He was Cyborg.
Cyborg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cyborg.
The black guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only like black guy in the.
Like the one
DC.
in oh fuck, what's that? The Netflix guy, that black guy.
The Netflix guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of black guys on Netflix.
Never mind. Just go. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Hold on,
They
let me
they
look
don't
it
all
up.
look the same, Blake. All right. While you're doing that, so he's been categorizing the treatment of people on the set as gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable. He tweeted this on July 1st of this year.
Mm-hmm.
You find out who it is? Who are you talking about? Blake?
Damn, he's only a year older than me.
No? Okay. So he claims that Whedon was essentially enabled by Jeff Johns and John Berg, which are the producers for the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff John writes comics and shit like that,
Yeah, shitload of them.
which kind of sucks that...
Yeah, because he was one of my favorite DC authors.
I mean, The Blackest Night.
Yeah,
Like...
that dude wrote The Blackest Night.
That's unfortunate. Among the allegations toward Whedon, he apparently he threatened Gal Gadot's career if she didn't film a scene where Flash falls into her boobs.
God, that's gross.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you even have, like, how can you even say that and not feel like a piece of shit? Like, I
Well,
can't
we'll go into
understand
depth on why he doesn't feel like a piece of shit here in a bit.
But I mean, the fact that he thinks he can get away with that, right after, like, I mean, we're just a couple of years removed from Harvey Weinstein getting.
I mean, clearly he's gotten away with it so far.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it
he's
makes
not
me
going to now.
uncomfortable
That's
just
the thing.
you saying that.
Yeah.
Like, I could never say, hey, you know, you're probably not going to go very much further if you don't do this scene. I would never say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I doubt it was as...
that's some rapey,
as
like,
soft-handed
porn
as that.
director shit.
But apparently Ben Affleck staged a walkout over long hours for the reshoots. Fisher said he's speaking out. After speaking out, the president of the DC Films called him and attempted to throw Whedon and Berg under the bus in the hopes that he would relent on Jeff Johns. Apparently he didn't. Clearly he didn't.
Yeah,
Because it's... like, I understand Jeff Johns is a cash cow for DC Comics, but he shouldn't get special treatment when it comes to this type of shit. He should be held accountable.
oh yeah.
As much as I love his comic,
His
his
work.
runs, his
Yeah.
it's just
So is anyone else backing Ray or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Well, and that's the thing too. Is like I on one hand I can understand Jeff Johns being very adamant about his quote unquote property, you know, his story, his the things that he's put so much time and effort into, but to take it to that extreme, it's unnecessary.
see. There's a difference between being an asshole when it comes to things not being written how you envision them, and what they allowed Whedon to allegedly do.
Yeah.
That's not under the same guise as
Well,
creative.
not only that, there's
Yeah.
ways you can go about it. Pulling her off to the side and be like, hey, are you comfortable with this is, you know, the direction I'm wanting to go with this? Are you comfortable with doing this? If not, we can make arrangements and do things else.
But see, I feel like Whedon's has such a big head from the fucking Marvel shit. He's like, nah, we're doing it my way. They brought me in to do this film.
I could see that.
Well, and I mean he was huge before Marvel too.
Yeah, with like Firefly and Buffy.
Yeah.
And we'll get into some of the shit that happens on those two.
Yeah.
So I hadn't known what happened, why Snyder had left, or I don't think I had. But apparently his daughter died during filming, so he
Pretty good reason to leave.
yeah. And the way DC made it sound or WB made it sound, was that Zach hit up Whedon like, "Hey man, will you go finish this for me?" Because I remember hearing that exact narrative. But after reading some of the articles and shit, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
WB was like, "Hey, no man, you're gonna finish this because you're so good," and blah blah blah. Let's suck your dick a little bit. It's crazy because there's people that were working on the set that have said, "Dude was just trashing Zach's film. Like the film we all worked on, he's trashing it in front of us."
Yeah.
And that would make anybody uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Like, and especially with the vast difference in the tone that you see in the Justice League now compared to what you're going to see in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Like it, I'll go into on that film here in a bit. It's like,
See,
it fucking pisses me off, dude.
I still haven't watched the one that they initially released yet. So
Is this the one Affleck and everybody was in?
Mm-hmm. The second
I'm
one.
sure he would have been like, nah.
Who?
Affleck would not have been okay with any of this.
He had a contract, man. No, he staged a walkout. There was they were doing like their press tour and shit. There's a video of Affleck, Momoa, and Fisher, and Fisher's talking about fucking what's his dick, Whedon,
yeah.
and talking about, oh yeah, he's like keeping up appearances, and you can see
Doing the
Affleck and
press
Momoa
shit.
just go
Yeah.
like they looked like, oh.
Didn't Affleck have some director producing thing in that movie?
No, it was for a Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I think all this shit that happened with Whedon kind of soured him on that,
Yeah.
which would make sense
he
because
pretty much walked away from Batman after the Justice League, right?
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would make
It
total
all makes sense now.
He's like, man, fuck this. It ain't worth it. I'll go write and direct my own movies and star in them.
Yeah, and apparently, according to Fisher, the DC president, the DC Films president, whatever, called him into his office and essentially belittled him for trying to speak up about this. He admonished him and his agent's attempt to take the grievances through the chain of command. Like, doing things the right way. He said, no, you're wrong for doing this.
Yeah.
Even though that's how they're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
But
that feels like some leftover Hollywood shit, like some old school Hollywood shit, where the times have changed so much that these old white guys just can't get a handle on that you can't be a fucking dick anymore, or people are gonna find out and you're gonna start losing huge chunks of money real fast, you know?
Yeah, like these actors aren't afraid of not getting these roles anymore.
Yeah.
they should.
Oh, you're gonna fucking blackball me?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like with hip hop. You fucking put your own shit out.
Mhm.
Become independent.
Oh yeah.
So WB released a statement. They said that what the DC Films president said to Fisher over the phone, as far as throwing people under the bus, never happened.
Of course.
They said that the reason Fisher was in the office, why he was upset, was because of creative differences in how his kind of redo on the script for his part wasn't implemented or at all, period. And they were just essentially trying to fucking blow his accountability, like make him uncredible.
Yeah.
He's already incredible for doing this.
Like, make it sound
But-
like he's just whining or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Didn't
like
get
being a
his way.
spoiled Hollywood bitch.
Yeah.
Typical corporate PR bullshit statement. Yeah.
And then they hired a quote unquote independent third party investigator to look into all this stuff.
Yeah. Which is bullshit every time you hear
And
that.
yeah, and they claim that Fisher's not cooperating with them,
Yeah.
that he hasn't met with them, he hasn't returned calls, stuff like that. But Fisher goes to Twitter and is like, "Nah, I'm not meeting with them because that investigator has been cherry picking people who he interviews.
Mm-hmm.
He interviews people, and then sometimes if it's not what they want to hear, they don't worry about it. They don't call him back. They ghost him. They just say, fuck it.
Yeah.
We're not doing that."
That's exactly what I'm saying. If a corporation hires an independent, quote unquote, third party, it's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. It always is.
Yeah. So in response to the creative differences claim made by WB, Fisher tweeted, "It's really a shame that WB willfully chose to publicly undermine the seriousness of the toxicity and abuse that myself and others had reported to WBHR and labor relations. They tried to minimize me by being an actor with petty creative differences. They failed. So essentially, he's calling them out on their bullshit. And I mean, what if you file a complaint with HR? That shit has to be on file.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't just, oh no, sorry, we don't have it.
Well,
Right?
I heard a good point somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but HR is not there to protect you. It's there to protect the company from you.
Right.
So they will find any loophole they can to fudge the numbers or fudge the records on anything. You know, the HR doesn't work for the employees; it works for the company.
Yeah.
You know, so that's probably what's going on there. They took the HR claim, they wiped their ass with it, and they fucking tossed it in the trash can. You know, the WB is not going to give a shit about those actual allegations or reported problems from an actor if it looks bad for the company.
So Fisher also said that one of the persons that was implicated in this actually texted or called him and apologized for what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't.
He didn't say who.
No, obviously
Yeah.
not. I mean, it would. I think how he's playing it is smart by not giving specifics
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't want that to turn into some fucked up narrative that no, he's not really doing this, because people are already on Reddit like, well, we don't know what's really going on. How do we know who to believe? It's like, I mean, you got a point, but at the same time, we've seen how corporations treat
Yeah.
people who work for them
Mm-hmm.
and how they try to muddy the water with shit.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10, you wanna believe the accuser.
Yeah, a lot of us live it every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah,
See it-
definitely.
see it everywhere.
And that's the crazy thing to me. These people that refuse to believe it. It's like, you go through this shit. It's just on a micro scale compared to that. You know, like you literally live this shit, and you don't want to believe it because they're mega famous. Like that makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Apparently, he was. He said there's been a couple attempts by WB to kind of take away from the narrative by announcing Affleck returning as Batman in the Flash movie.
Yeah.
Momoa doing a voice for Frosty the Snowman in a live action movie. So, I mean, that's good news, I guess. Affleck returning as Batman, but
Well, here's
it
the
doesn't
thing.
take away from anything.
Are they working with Josh Whedon?
No, and the funny
Exactly.
thing is,
that's
there's-
probably why they're doing it. You know, they're getting a big paycheck and they don't have to deal with probably one of the biggest problems they had to deal with on the Justice League. If you cut out the cancer, people can survive,
yeah.
and that's what they're doing.
Like, I wouldn't be mad if the Snyder cut became canon, because before I get into Joss Whedon himself, the tone in Justice League was so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It was so jokey, haha,
Mm-hmm.
which is different than Batman vs Superman, which had some moments of levity.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was more of a serious toned movie.
Did Snyder do Batman vs Superman?
Yeah, he did Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. The Whedon did Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that movie.
Which is widely regarded as one of the worst of the Marvel series.
Yes, because fucking Ultron was all jokey.
Mm-hmm.
Ultron is not fucking jokey.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off about that movie, is that the antagonist was, you couldn't fucking take him seriously
Mhm.
because he was, there ain't no strings on me. Fuck out of here, Wonder
Yeah.
Kid bread. It's just,
Which is funny because at the same time, like Taika Waititi did was it the third Thor movie? Ragnarok? No, it wasn't Ragnarok, was it?
yeah, it would have
was
been the third.
Ragnarok.
It was more of a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most beloved of the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
You know, so it's weird, that dichotomy. But also, Taika Waititi is just a fantastic writer and director.
Yeah.
Like, literally everything that man touches turns to gold.
And originally I didn't like Ragnarok because Ragnarok, the end of the world, probably shouldn't be jokey.
Yeah.
But watching it for what it was, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going in, you have these expectations of being like this whole world-changing event. So apparently Joss Whedon is a pretty shitty person. This is according to people who know him personally and other actors that he's worked with.
Yeah.
On the Buffy and Angel, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Charisma Carpenter's character was killed off apparently because she was pregnant. She got her character killed off and fired from the show essentially because she got pregnant. And she said Joss didn't like that. He got mad because I was pregnant. There was a time where the dude, what's his name? The dude that played Spike, James Masters.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a scene where he attempts to rape Buffy in a bathroom, but can't go through with it. And he goes on this journey of self-finding, introspection after almost having raped somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out and said after that, he said, I'm not sure it was expressed what the author was intending on. I'm not sure it was expressed what the author was intending, and on that score, it was not successful. I think it was a big risk for everybody. Essentially saying, yeah, that was not the play, dog.
Yeah. You don't want to sympathize with attempted raper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on Firefly, one of the canceled parts of the season, there was a character who was supposed to get gang raped to teach the main characters a lesson in slut shaming.
What?
Yeah. She was supposed to get gang raped to make the main character, what's his name, Nathan Fillion?
Yeah.
His character feel bad about slut shaming her.
How does that correlate?
What?
I don't know, man.
What? Oh
Like,
my God.
the article I said there's been a theme with him about using rape as a lesson for men to grow and be better people instead of... Because I've used
So is
it...
he pushing that, like foreshadowing what he's going through into that?
It sounds like he's got a rape fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we all know Quentin Tarantino has a foot fetish.
Yeah.
Like, he puts
I
it
mean,
in his films.
he
and shit.
makes no qualms
No,
about
he
that.
does not.
That's not a big deal.
That's not as weird.
I don't want to
as,
see Uma Thurman's gross ass toes,
Ugh.
but at the same time, I get
Wiggle
it.
your big
I'm-
toe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be fucking weirded out by that.
Yeah,
Jesus
reading
Christ,
that, I was
gang
like...
rape to stop. That has nothing to do with the tone of the rest of the series
No.
either. Like, why
It
would you
seemed
throw it in
weird.
there?
Because I'd never seen Firefly, but I've seen, like, shit, clips and shit.
Yeah.
And I know that's not really the tone.
No, that's not at all the tone.
But, like, maybe a rape?
Not even that.
But a gang rape?
Yeah, like that show is. It's a solid PG-13, and a rape scene would take it to a hard R, and
Does
it does
guy-
not make any sense.
Does this guy hang out with Louis C.K., you think?
No,
Hey, Louis C.K. asks before he takes it.
Yeah.
True, okay.
True.
and he just jerks off in front of people.
Still some weird shit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Apparently, Whedon's wife, 2017, ex-wife, I'm sorry, in a 2017 article called him a fake feminist and talked about his infidelities. There was a excerpt in there, I think she said, that had a letter that Joss had written her, and it said, what was it? It's like, these people have given me all this power and all this control, and I have all these fruits out here that I can't touch, and it's tough for me. And she's like, well, turns out he was touching.
God,
So just he's a
scumbag is what
Really?
it sounds like.
people have been going in. Fucking Jason Momoa on Instagram the other day released a Instagram post that said, this shit has to stop and needs to be looked at. Ray Fisher and everyone else who experienced what happened under the watch of WB needs proper investigating. And he's just going in. Like, I stand with Fisher has been a hashtag on or I stand with Ray Fisher, sorry, has been a hashtag on Twitter and Instagram for a couple weeks now, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going to come of this. I mean, even Momoa said serious shit went down. And if him threatening Gal Gadot's career for not doing the boob gag isn't serious, then I would be interested to see to know what actually happened.
Yeah. See, hear what else went down that they're not releasing, not talking about.
Like, there's even rumors of him wanting to put fart gags in there.
I mean, that's not bad, but that's just shitty taste.
Like, It's not a fucking Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the Justice League.
It's the Justice League. What are you doing with fart gags?
Like who's gonna do the fart gags? Like who? Darkseid?
Superman, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
He is the
Ben
the
Affleck
fucking-
falls to the ground and farts. Oh, good thing I wore my black suit.
God.
At least I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just seeing all this and seeing how the Snyder Cut trailer, seeing how different,
The
how many
tone is.
different tone, and the different shots that are in there
Mhm.
that weren't in Justice League. Like, there is no way Snyder Cut is worse than that.
I was wondering why you guys were so amped about a Snyder's cut. I was like, what does that mean?
First of all, I like Zack Snyder as a director. He did 300.
Well, no, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, didn't he do the movie? Like, in my mind, I'm like, didn't he already do the movie? Why would he re-release a whole movie and name it Snyder's Cut? Like, I didn't understand.
Yeah. That it's edited differently.
Right.
Yeah.
So now hearing all this, I see why everyone's so pumped about
Yeah.
seeing it. So
And then having watched Justice League, I was thoroughly disappointed.
I think a lot of people were. I've heard some good from it, but it's mostly bad, the narrative that I hear from it. Like I said, I still haven't watched it just because I didn't really have a huge interest in Batfleck, and I didn't get really excited, which I love DC, and it bummed me out that I didn't get excited about Justice League, but I never really got excited about it. I love the casting of Jason Momoa. Gal Gadot in the first Wonder Woman movie was great. I'm excited for 1984 or whatever the fuck it is. She plays a fantastic Wonder Woman. I think they got the kid from the Flash TV show in that Justice League, and I didn't mind the Flash TV show.
In the Zack Snyder's one?
No, and well, just
In the Justice League movie?
Yeah.
No, it's a different.
It's a
Ezra
different
Miller.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I didn't mind the Flash from the TV show, so if it was the same kid. But for some reason, I could not get excited about this one. And I think it was before it came out, hearing all the shit about Snyder starting it but not finishing it.
And then the reshoots.
And then the reshoots and everything is just like, I don't even want to see this shit. Like, I just have a feeling it's going to be a train wreck. If the production was such a train wreck, the movie itself is going to be a train wreck. So,
And looking back on it, seeing why Cavill didn't want to shave his mustache, like knowing I assume that played a part. Whedon being a piece of shit played a part in him not wanting to.
well, he
shave his-
contractually couldn't because he
Oh, I
was
thought
he was
I
filming
thought
a
he said
different
he just
movie.
didn't want to.
No, he's filming a different movie when they
He
started
didn't
doing
need
the
it
reshoots.
for Fallout.
Was it Fallout that he was doing?
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
Was it that?
Yeah,
Oh.
because he does that little badass fucking arm cocking thing. It was pretty badass, to be honest.
He cocks his arms.
Yeah, like they're fighting in the bathroom and he just fucking gets up and just like cocks his arms and then goes up and fucking punches this dude. It's pretty slick. Apparently Whedon was in line to write Batgirl.
Thank God he didn't.
Yeah,
Batgirl
could
would've
you
got
imagine?
raped.
Yeah, Batgirl became Batgirl because she got gang raped by 15 aliens.
And Batman.
Yeah, and just the way there was someone shared a script. It was in one of the articles, I think, and just the way he was supposed to do Wonder Woman too.
Yeah. The
And just-
first one, or
Yeah, and the way he described Wonder Woman was more like a fucking horny 15-year-old kid's fan fiction. Just, she had these voluptuous curves and this flowing hair with such supple breasts. Like, that's not the point of Wonder Woman, motherfucker.
Not at all. Not at all. And it's amazing that when was Wonder Woman created, in like the 60s?
Sure.
So
I don't know.
we'll say the 60s she was created. It's amazing that comic book writers in that time didn't describe her in that way, when it was more socially acceptable for them to.
To objectify women.
Yeah. And nowadays, there's dudes still doing that and completely missing the point of the character at all. Like, it's just... old people need to die, goddammit.
Some of them.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Most of them do.
1942.
1942, so even further back than I thought. 1942, they weren't
hated
describing it like
women.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was during
Women-
World War II, right?
yeah, women were appliances back then.
Wasn't that during World War II, though?
Was that during or right before?
Ish. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's-
during World War II.
Yeah, so then that makes sense that Wonder Woman came about because women were having to go out to the workforce because the men were fighting and dying
yeah.
by the billions.
Just
Over
pulling-
exaggeration,
yeah,
but
pulling numbers out of his ass.
that's
I don't
the
even
thing
know
I
if
do.
there were a billion people in 1942.
I don't know. It's a lot
Broke
less.
dude math.
There was a lot less Jews back then.
Oh God, uncalled for.
I was just going to say there's about 30 million less. But you beat me to the punch.
I mean, that's if we assumed it happened. That's if we assumed the Holocaust happened.
Ah!
There's been no proof. Were you there?
Oh, you're one of those guys that
Were
believes
you at the
moon's
Holocaust when it
moon-
happened? Because I wasn't there. I don't know if it happened. These history books are full of lies, probably.
My dad wasn't even alive then.
We used to own slaves.